We were on holiday and we were walking down a wharf in Croatia, and my right hand started to tremor, and I turned to my husband and I said, "Looks like I've got Parkinson's." I might have sworn a little bit, but yeah, and that was the first time I experienced a tremor, and that was the start. Triathlons doesn't suddenly say to you, "And by the way, I've got Parkinson's." So it was quite shocking for people to align those two things.
Out of the blue, someone can, within a short space of time, go from being quite healthy, quite okay, everything's going well, to having severe symptoms of Parkinson's disease. I find that kind of heart-wrenching, yeah.
Some numbers that have emerged out of a very recent study suggested that 1 in 37 people alive today would get a diagnosis of Parkinson's disease in their lifetime.
It's hugely unfair. You know, sometimes I see somebody who's perhaps not very healthy, and I say, why haven't they got Parkinson's? You know, why is it me? But, you know, picks who it wants to pick.
It's the second most common neurodegenerative disease, and it's the fastest growing one. So we shouldn't be fearful of it, but I think we should be mindful that this is something that affects many, many people in our community. The fact that so many people know someone or have met someone with Parkinson's disease says this is a big problem to be dealt with. This is a challenge, a disease that we want to get rid of.
Parkinson's is something that people see as an old person's disease. They see it as a male-dominated disease, and they still see it as people think you can treat it, but you can't. And, you know, there is a huge explosion and growth in the number of people with Parkinson's, and so there are going to be more people like me. I actually felt that I had to tell people, so we did, and mostly they were very supportive. Other people, we had some very strange reactions. Things like, "Oh, well, you better do your bucket list then," or, "What, you? You?" Everyone thought it was my husband and not me.
Oh, like I've been there. People go, look at Sharon and go, "Well, how can you be sick? You look so fit and you look so healthy." People say, "Oh, yeah, you're looking so well." But, you know, on the outside, yeah, but not on the inside.
All right, guys, this is Sharon coming through here. Now, Sharon is beating Parkinson's by getting herself out on triathlons, and Sharon is an absolute superstar, just crushed the sprint triathlon. Can we give Sharon a massive round of applause, my friend? She absolutely deserves it.
I think people don't understand Parkinson's. They don't know that it's a progressive disease. They don't know that there is no cure. They don't know that there's nothing that you can do to stop it. They just think that you shake a bit and you can take some tablets. They know about the physical side of things, but they aren't so aware of the cognitive. I hope that if there is any cognitive things happening, that I'm hiding them.
It robs people of their quality of life. It robs people of their future. And I can't tell you, you know, how many people with Parkinson's disease I've spoken to over the last few months who talk about how their future has completely changed as a result of the diagnosis. And, you know, it robs them of all the things that they would have otherwise done. It's not just their quality of life and you know, in many cases, ability to work and function as they normally would, but it's their future as well.
I would say pre-Parkinson's, on a daily basis, we talked about retirement and what we were going to do and where we were going to go. And, you know, the anticipation for retirement was huge. And then once I was diagnosed with Parkinson's, those things, you know, might not be possible. We might not have the time that we thought we would have. So I gave Kerry the option of ditching me, you know, to go forward in the life that we'd planned, but he decided he'd stick around.
What is a cure, right? So a cure or a disease-modifying therapy is actually a therapy that can stop or slow the progression of Parkinson's disease. Currently, there are no disease-modifying therapies for Parkinson's disease. So we want to get upstream of where the current therapies are that are all about replacing lost neurons or replacing the neurochemical dopamine that is lost or stimulating the areas of the brain through DBS that are no longer being stimulated. We want to get upstream of that. So before the neurons are lost, what can we do to stop the deterioration, the loss of neurons that would happen later? So yes, early diagnosis is a key part of that puzzle, so we can identify people very early on before these effects in the brain are manifest. And then we need to understand the disease biology. We know a lot more now than we did even 10 years ago, and we're really focused on developing small molecule drugs that can stop some of the biological pathways that ultimately lead to those neurons being lost in Parkinson's disease.
At the weekend, I had 2 of my grandchildren, and they know I have Parkinson's, and they were trying to ask me questions to work out if I was going to die. Well, what happens with Parkinson's? So I'd give them an answer. Well, what happens next? So I'd give them an answer. It's cancer, isn't it, Nanny? I said, no, it's not cancer. Well, what happens? What's going to happen? Well, I can't really tell them that, but it's enough. It's enough of a worry for them that they want to check that, yeah, it's not cancer, because they understand cancer is something that people die from, but they can't understand what Parkinson's is.
From Cure Parkinson's New Zealand, it's philanthropy. It is dream money, you see, supporting the establishment of a Parkinson's Research Centre, now CBR, and putting neurobiologists together with neuropharmacologists and with chemists as a team to say, go into this world of Parkinson's and be innovative. And we're not going to tell you that you've got to do this or that, but we'll provide you the resources for you to be innovative so that we can stop people getting Parkinson's, i.e. a cure. That is dream money, and dreams come true.
It's real. It's not this ephemeral, far-off thing, but actually a cure for Parkinson's is something tangible that we can achieve, and we can change the world, and we can change the future for people with Parkinson's.